Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video I'm going to be doing a live reaction to the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer, which I had to avoid at all costs until after seeing Avengers Endgame. So if you haven't seen Endgame, this is probably going to have some spoilery content related to that, but we're going to jump right in and check it out and see how it shapes up.
The Spider-Man Far From Home trailer is about to play, but if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching.
I've seen it.
Serious spoilers about to come up. But if you have seen Avengers Endgame,
I have.
the trailer.
Everywhere I go, I see his face.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I miss him too. I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Iron Spider.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your job. Oh, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look, keep up the good work because I am going on vacation.
That's what you think.
Heads up, Nick Fury's calling you.
I don't really want to talk to Nick
Answer
Fury.
the phone.
Why?
Because if you don't talk to him, then I have to talk to him. I don't want to talk to him. You sent Nick Fury a voicemail? I gotta go. Do not ghost Nick Fury.
What up, Darks? What's up? We're just talking about the trip.
I'm here in St. Marco Polo. Oh, MJ really likes me. That was when I first fell in love.
You're a very difficult person to contact, Spider-Man.
Nick Fury.
This is Mr. Beck.
We could use someone like you on my world.
Your world, Beck, is from Earth, just not ours. The snap to our hole in our dimension.
You're saying there's a multiverse?
We have a job to do. You're coming with us.
There's gotta be someone else you can use. What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel. Unavailable.
Ain't nobody else.
Neither. Spider-Man.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
What do you want, Peter?
He has a point.
I want to go back on my trip with the girl who I really like and tell her how I feel. MJ, I
am Spider-Man.
No, of course I'm not.
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
You're right, you may not be.
Okay.
This is my responsibility.
Saving the world requires...
Stereo!
Sometimes people die.
Oh my God. I just always feel like
Damn.
I'm putting my friends in danger. The world needs the next Iron Man.
Are you going to step up or not?
Answer the call. The old Spider-Man tune.
I gotta get you guys out of here. Get on the jet. Who are you? I work with Spider-Man. You work for Spider-Man? I work with Spider-Man, not for Spider-Man. New plan.
New plan. Ooh, man, a lot to unpack with this sucker. Much more than I would have thought going into it. Very much, yes, there were Endgame spoilers, the death of Tony Stark, and I'll probably want to touch base with that a little bit more in my eventual proper review discussion video of Endgame, which may or may not guest star my sister as she saw it with me. So stay tuned for that. One way or another, there will be a discussion coming about Endgame proper. But in the aftermath of that movie, of course, Tony Stark, ceases to be, and Peter Parker's life was kind of guided and shaped and molded, directed for righteousness by Tony's hand, and he, as well as all of us, he's kind of the in-movie version of us in the sense that we're all feeling the pang of that loss. And I love seeing Happy stepping in there and kind of being mentorish in a sense, even though, Parker, he isn't having it when Nick Fury calls. And Happy's like, answer the phone. I don't want to talk to him. You talk to him. And then he sends it to voicemail. That's the thing. That's the thing I love about this trailer. Genuine laughs, genuine humor, which is what every Spider-Man movie ought to have, along with the just intensity of the action, which we see unfolding in this, the elementals and everything like that, and of course Mysterio. Friggin' Mysterio, man. And It's interesting what, Endgame had to do with the time travel and the possibilities of the multiverse and everything, different worlds. Mysterio hails, per Nick Fury's words, from Earth, just not necessarily our Earth. And if I'm frank, I think it's a load of bull. I think it's a load of malarkey. I think this is a line that Mysterio is feeding them, trying to portend to be a hero, when he's really a con man, a villain, much as he was in the comics. I'm, of course, set to be surprised. I don't know. It's just my speculation that he will turn out to be a big bad, as Mysterio is in the comics. But who knows? Who knows? They could be completely throwing the wool over it, and they're gonna, do something different with the character. But frankly, I'd like to see him be, a liar, con man, and the Elementals are something he put together to make himself look like he's this big, magnanimous hero, and sure enough, he ends up being the villain that Spidey has to defeat, that kind of thing. It's probably all a schmooze, a schmaltz, but we'll see. We have yet to see. But he looks phenomenal. Spidey looks phenomenal as the Iron Spider, putting the cops in their place. He's joking. But Mysterio, he looks dope. The big glass dome and everything looks pimp. As per the first trailer, the pre-Endgame trailer, there were some shots in this one they called back to Nick Fury darting Spidey's friend as he's coming in, and all of that stuff, trying to call on Peter Parker. Hey, we need your help. We got something we got to deal with here, and everyone else is occupied or dead. Captain Marvel, she's off world. Convenient. She's off world yet again, but it's an interstellar character. It's like the Green Lantern. What are you gonna do? Thor went off with the Guardians, and I guess there's just nobody in the tri-state area left other than webheads. We're gonna bring in Spidey, and well, it's his movie, so that makes sense. But yeah, he's like, bitch, please, you've been to space. Don't give me this cock and bull. You're not gonna be able to handle anything big. You were integral into whooping Thanos' ass. You're the guy. Be the next Iron Man. I love that aspect of this. Like, the world is now without its Iron Man, even though we had Pepper Potts, as rescue and all of that good stuff, and the potential maybe someday his daughter will take on the mantle. Tony Stark's daughter, that is. Somebody's got to do it now, and there ain't nobody. So get on it, Parker. And so I said, answer the call, baby. And he's doing it. He's throwing down. He's doing the best he can. And again, I love the fact that it's interesting because there's one shot that goes by really quickly, where it's almost as though you get sort of the mentorish thing happening between Mysterio and Peter Parker. And it's like, I'm wondering if it's going to be sort of a contrast, a juxtaposition where he's looking for someone to fill that void in this film because Tony is now gone. And you have one part Happy Hogan being there as sort of the answer to that. But then the other part is, maybe Peter Parker gets sort of taken along this groundswell of what could be a con job via Mysterio. And Mysterio's trying to act like he is this big magnanimous hero and follow my example, young Ward, and all of that kind of stuff. And, propelling Peter to eventually have his heart crushed when he realizes, hey, this guy's full of malarkey. If indeed that is how this plays out. Now, the other big just explosion in this particular trailer, along with the literal ones of water and flame, MJ calls him out as being Spider-Man. And she says it's fairly obvious. I mean, yeah, to we the viewer, it's obvious. And I guess if she's been very observant since the first movie, Homecoming, every time Spider-Man seems to show up, hey, Parker, disappeared. It's the Lois Lane Superman thing. And in this case, Peter Parker has a less convincing story to tell, an explanation he can give, I guess, kind of. And she, that's on point. Points for MJ. I hope they keep it that way. They don't, renege or somebody comes in a spider suit, or the Iron Spider suit shows up being autonomously, controlled or something like that by Nick Fury or whatever, or the AI, and Peter can be like, oh, see, no, that's Spider-Man over there. That wasn't me. You know, I love it. That if they hold to that development, MJ figuring it out, dope sauce. I loved it. And then, as I say, the action, the humor, Happy trying to get all his school chums on the jet. The jet blows up. New plan. You know? And I'm wondering, I'm hoping we get a little play on one of the overhanging questions from Endgame. Is now some of these kids are survivors of the 5 years. I mean, Peter Parker himself was, you know, the after the snap, Thanos snap, 5 years. And after those 5 years, they all just sort of came back. And it looks like they're all sort of just kind of resuming their lives, even though tentatively half of their class has moved on 5 years and all that kind of stuff. So, how is that going to work? Are they going to touch base with that? I hope they do. You know, maybe this vacation is the answer to that. Like, we're not all going to easily fit back into our predisposed puzzle shapes and things like that of our lives, what they amounted to. And so let's, you know, since we all experienced this together, let's all unify, go on a vacation, make the best of it, try to solidify whatever bonds we have with each other, maybe create them. And that'll be our coping mechanism. And I hope that's something that is touched base with, explored a little bit in this movie. You know, amidst all of the awesome sauce of Mysterio and the Elementals and Spidey and Happy and Nick Fury and all that kind of stuff. This looks sick. I can't wait for this. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below what you thought of this particular trailer for Spider-Man Far From Home. Hopefully you saw Endgame before checking it out. You know, that kind of thing, because of the spoilers that are rampant, even 3 weeks on. You know, I was very fortunate that I mostly avoided them, you know, before seeing Endgame. But yeah, I'm stoked. I am so stoked for this. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to consider supporting my channel, please have a look at my PayPal support link, posted both in the description as well as the comments below, which affords you opportunities very much akin to Patreon, where you can set up a monthly recurring contribution, a one-time only kind of thing. You can send me a personal message alongside any contribution you send my way, requesting topics I may discuss in the future, ask for shoutouts, or make recommendations of things I may check out and would inevitably shout you out down the line if I happen to discuss. And anything you saw fit to send my way would be 2 thumbs up from me in securing my longevity on YouTube for the foreseeable future. And so yeah, until next time, that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.